What's going on, guys? I'm back for another video. Feels like it's been a minute, even though it's only been like a month-ish, something like that. Anyway, obviously per the title down there, we're talking about Craftsman Toys Burst Gallop, who my camera will not focus on, but it's fine. I just love the autofocus on this thing sometimes. Shout out to the iPhone 14 for being perfectly fine. I have other priorities than upgrading it this year. And Light Strike. AKA, and again, autofocus, Jesus. AKA, whatever his name is, I want to say Lightspeed, but I can't ever remember all the Technobots' names, especially the Limb bots. And Scattershot, and that is Scattershot. Yeah, the same name as the Cybertron character. This was the one that originally had the name, the Technobot. Anyway, or is it Strafe? I forget if it's Scattershot or Strafe. Whatever, I'm going to call him Scattershot. Anyway, yes, I know their G1 characterizations and everything, and their names and everything. But this is going to be a quick video where I talk about these two figures. Because it's a twin bill, because I want to make it a twin bill. And there's a bit of a backlog to get to in terms of videos now. In terms of, at least, stuff that I want to talk about. So, I've wasted about a minute of your time already. This review is not for kids. I don't show transformation, as you see in the title down there as well. So, if you want to see a video that shows off the transformation, honestly, because really not a lot of people are covering these figures in this set, I honestly don't think many people know that they're a thing. I'll throw, if I remember to, a link to a channel that I found that is covering this set. And his video actually really helped me with Scattershot's transformation, because part of it just made no sense, which I'll get to here in a second. So I'll throw his thing in the video description, as well as the link to the Blue Sky post with two photos where I show off both alt modes, because the photo for this review is literally going to be the thumbnail with both of these guys in their alt modes, or robot modes. So yeah. Anyway, for Burst Gallop, aka Light Speed, which I guess is, again, I can't remember his actual name, but I guess it makes sense. I love third-party names. He's pretty nifty. I like him a lot. As you will see in the Blue Sky post, again, check the video description, where you can see the photos of the alt modes. His is the most overwhelming to me, because when you go to transform it, and I can actually show this part because it's fairly quick, the transformation on both of these guys is very intuitive. It's just, there's like one little thing that you have to do right, otherwise it gets to be a pain. And on Burst Gallop, I fucking love that name. Here, it's making sure that these, what will become the rear wheels of the motorcycle, are like moving in tandem, and are just kind of like out of the way. So you want to move those first and just kind of get them like basically right where the arms are, and then proceed on with the transformation. But basically, you can kind of see the windshield right in there, right? So this, with the windshield kind of flat up against the legs, because it taps into the legs. Yeah, I know, clear plastic. That's the front of the vehicle mode, which again, you'll see that with the photo on my Blue Sky and everything. So he's basically like this, just, you know, fully transformed. And honestly, like that's kind of whelming to me, and that's kind of meh to me, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it feels half-assed, because the vehicle mode feels unfinished, and I get what they're going for. They're going for like a more like technological motorcycle, Cybertronian space motorcycle, sci-fi motorcycle thing. But I don't know, just something about the alt mode and the, just kind of like the squishedness of it just kind of irks me, I guess. Doesn't really fully jive with me. That, and I'm sure I have this part on the legs mistransformed, but honestly, these clear panels don't, unless I'm doing something wrong, they don't fully sit flush back inside the leg in this mode. So I just kind of leave it like that. But yeah, and also, again, because of the autofocus being what it is, it's going to be tricky to get the head sculpt going, but it's a good head sculpt. I like Burst Gallop here a lot, and I honestly give Craftsman Toys credit for just packing both of them in the same box for, I think, about, it was between $60 and $80, which is good, because, like, Burst Gallop there is a small deluxe. Like, he is probably 86B. No, he's probably a little bit bigger than 86B. Do I have a good comparison? I'll grab Brawn. Yeah. There you go. There's your size comparison for him. So he's comparable to one of these guys. So I feel like having him be just the, you know, the third party price would have been a little bit ridiculous. So smart on them to pack both of these guys together. Light Strike, aka Scator Shot, just because I want to say it like that, here is also pretty nifty. His transformation is a smidge fiddly, only because the instructions suck for him, and they're like overly detailed. Literally, they take 5 steps to tell you to do this, right? So the first step that you're supposed to do is, there's a panel right here, right? You'll lift that up. That's step 1. Step 2, they say, is this. Step 3 is this. Step 4 is this. And then step 5, things came untabbed there. Step 5 is folding the head in. Why? Like, I get that it needs to be that specific for some people, or for some reason, but I don't know, that just annoyed me. And then there was one part, hilariously enough, it was there's a piece right in there, kind of right next to my finger, that flips up, unlocks the shoulders, and then stores away. That, for some reason, that was really stumping me where that piece went, because the instructions just did not make it clear. So I found a video online. That's the video that's linked below. And it was a really helpful video for the transformation and everything. And it made it make sense, because the instructions are kind of shit. Isn't that most third party though? But anyway, I really like how Light Strike Scattershot here looks in both modes. He does have the combined mode head as part of it, and I'm sure there's the transformation to his torso mode's intuitive enough. I'm not going to bother with that until the other two are here. I've messed around with them, and then I want to do the combined form. Granted, by that point, we'll probably also have the Hasbro Technobots, because I'm pretty sure Hasbro said Computron is happening down the line later in the Age of the Primes era, or whatever the sequel line to Age of the Primes is. But I don't know. I don't care. And I just kind of like this aesthetic so far with these two, and then Sonic Drill Hero, or whatever the fuck he was called. But yeah, the transformation, once you know what you're doing, is incredibly intuitive. It's just, there's a lot of like little specific things to do. It's not fiddly by any stretch. It's incredibly intuitive. You just have to do it. There's like, I know, it just is one of those things where once you know it, you know it. It's just, it's a little bit tricky at first, if that makes sense, right? Like, it's not hard. It's not overly complex. It's one of those, especially like with Light Strike here, where it's one of those where it's just like, once you figure out what the instructions are telling you to do, then it makes sense, right? Like, and then you're pretty much good to go. There's a little bit of gappiness in the alt mode, which you'll, again, check the Blue Sky post linked below. But honestly, I know, there's just something about this aesthetic for him that I really, really like. It's pretty neat. Now, I do wish he did have a proper, like, cockpit and, like, molded in here, like, just, like, a clear canopy or whatever. I know that's probably not accurate to how he looked. I didn't have the original Technobots. I haven't had any, like, toy iteration of the Technobots. And I do get kind of slight cat-like vibes from his helmet. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. There's just something about, like, Light Strike Hero. Y'all were waiting on that joke. All 2 of you that watch my bullshit. For those who didn't get the tune, because I can't hum a tune for the life of me, that was me making that noise, Light Strike Hero, to the tune of Jukebox Hero, the classic rock song. There we go. I explained the joke. You're welcome. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. Light Strike Hero is cool. And honestly, like I said, the set of these two is literally like maybe $60 to $80. So if you have the means, and I know economy's in the toilet right now, tariffs, if you have the means, get the set. If you like how the set looks, and then if you want to, get the Sonic Drill Hero, or whatever the fuck he's called. And I'll try and link to that video somewhere around here as well. It might be the whichever direction it is. It's either up there or up there. That little index card thing. Or it'll just be the other link in the third link in the description. So yeah, that is my very rambly thoughts on Burst Gallop and Light Strike Hero. Light Strike Hero! Sorry, I had to. From Craftsman Toys. I'll be back with another video soon, and we'll just do this in closing, I guess. First link will be the Blue Sky post. Second link will be the video that I watched that walked me through the transformation, just because I want to give that guy a shout out, because his video is good and I like his content. you know. And if one of you goes to watch his stuff, cool. That's it. I don't really care. I just wanted to do right by him because it was, you know, it was helpful because, like I said, the instructions were shit. And then part 3, link 3, will be the Sonic Drill hero or whatever his name was, the nose cone from this set, that video. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble for 10.5 minutes.